All right. What's going on, you guys? It's your boy 360 Stacks in this thing, baby, representing TKOG. And today I'm going to be updating PRANKIDS for the new format. Big disclaimer, this is not the list that I'm going to be settling on because I am waiting for the Brave token cards to come out. And that's the variant that I'm going to play. More than likely going to make a whole different build, basically take a whole entire different route and play very few hand traps if I end up playing any at all. Right now, the list that I have is really explosive. It's able to play through more than all my other PRANKIDS lists were able to play through before. So this is my most resilient list, and I would say because it's more resilient than the other ones, it has a higher ceiling and it's more powerful. It can play through more. It's not going to die to a single disruption. It's got the capabilities of going first and going second. It's got Mystic Mine. It's got a built-in win condition. Outside of the normal engine that you have, the PRANKID engine's really powerful. It can carry you over for the remainder of the duel. It just has infinite follow-up resources that just flow so well, and you get so much for so little. A lot of bang for your buck. Great deck. Even with one Meow Meow, honestly, they did it for a reason. The deck had to be checked, apparently, because it was just that good. So let's go ahead and get into the list. Before we get into it, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. I'll greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't done so already, become a member of my Discord. And also, if you just want to support my channel, there are links in the description box of every one of my videos, 2 ways that you can do so. I would appreciate that, and let me know your feedback on how I do on every video in the comments. I would like to know what I can do to get better and just to improve overall. I'm going to cut my AC off so it doesn't annoy you guys. And alright, so let's go ahead and get started with the list, you guys. So I'm going to start with my starters first. Like I always do, have it organized. So we're playing 3 copies of place. This is the best PRANKID because it's any PRANKID you need it to be in this situation. Obviously, going second, it's also really powerful. The chain blocking, this card really kind of forces Ash in the sense. If your opponent has a monster, they're going to want to Ash this and pray you don't have another name, because Ash immediately diminishes in value once you normal summon and start comboing off. So, really good card. Helps to play around Dragoon. It's the best PRANKID name. And then we have 3 copies of Roxy's, 3 copies of Lampsies. Lampsies is sick. He's like going Super Saiyan 3 on us. We also have 3 copies of Dropsies, the gay crybaby, like I said. And then this boy right here, Young Water, free, baby. 3 copies of Fansies. The boy is dabbing on us, and he has a freaking whirlwind for legs. Fansies is actually my favorite as far as art goes. Lampsies being my second. I like Dropsies, but as far as art goes, he's probably my least favorite. These 2 have my favorite art. They're just the coolest looking. PRANKIDS are a very cool deck. So you have 15 starters. If you were to count the 1-for-1 that I play, you're basically playing 16 starters, which is way more than enough, trust and believe. They're all 1-card enablers, and that's what this deck's infamous for. That's kind of what attracts people to this deck, that you can do so much with just 1 card. It's pretty absurd. So let's go ahead and move to the extenders, the bread and butter. And I say this, but this is pretty much for people who have not been around and who have not seen my videos before. If you know what your deck loses to, why would you not change the composition of your main deck to counter the cards that you know that you lose to, as opposed to playing because this deck literally, let's see, I could play 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could play 8 more hand traps. Not even. If I wasn't playing the flex cards, I could play 14 more hand traps, which means I would be playing 23 hand traps. And I would just have 4 or 5 extenders, and I'd die to an Ash Blossom, a Gamma, or a Skullmeister every single time, and have to pass turn. And that's, it's super important to be able to combo through the hand traps on your first turn now, because you don't have a follow-up Meow Meow. So, your follow-ups, you have to have 2 PRANKIDs on the field. You have to have a way to get 2 on the field. So it's more imperative than ever to have extenders. So if you know that you lose to Ash and you lose to Gamma, why would you not build your deck to beat those cards? You know, build your deck to beat the cards that you already know that you're going to be losing to, and play as if your opponent has those cards in their hand. Play around them all the time. Don't play into something that you know you lose to and just think, oh, well, if he has it, he has it. You just pretend like he does have it every single time, and you would do a lot better with this deck. So I said that because my PRANKIDS list always have a healthy amount of extenders, because I do not like passing to one hand trap. I don't like the feeling of my deck being susceptible to a single hand trap. So this huge pile of cards right here all help me to counter hand traps. So first, we have Pandemonium. So in the new format, Pandemonium is going to help to play better in the Flinderies matchup. This is going to help to dodge the Shishan and also the Sudden Shift, I think it's called, in the Sword Soul matchup. This is going to help to play really, really well in your Tri-Brigade matchup. This is also going to help you just to beat cards like Imperm, to beat cards like Valor if you need to dodge targeting effects. It's going to help you to dodge Punishments, Conquistadors, Chu-Chis. In the Virtual World matchup, the card is just incredible. It's a quick play. It's really good. This is your main way to play on your opponent's turn. And then we also play 3 copies of Poly. Poly has the highest ceiling as far as extenders go. This card's crazy. Even if you open just one Prankid and Poly, you could still end on Totally Awesome. You just don't play around Nib. If you open a Prankid plus any of the equation is Fansies, Lampsies, Dropsies, and Pandemonium. If you open any 2 of those cards that you need, so let's say you open Pandemonium plus a Prankid, you do not have to play into Nib. You don't summon 5 times. You just get your cards that you need off Doodle, Tribute, Attitude, and you pass. That's how you beat Nib consistently, is if you just open 2 of the 4 cards that are needed for that simple equation. If you open any Prankid plus a Roxy's, Dropsies, or Fansies, you don't play into Nib. If you open a Prankid plus Pandemonium, you don't play into Nib. If you open Poly and 2 Pranks that are not Dropsies, you don't play into Nib. Well, you play into Nib, you just don't lose to Nib. So this card is crazy. It's really, really good. This gives you like the highest OTK potential going second through disruptions because it does not lock you into Prankids. I'm also playing Thunder Dragon Fusion. So this is ideal in the scenario where the hand traps that people are going to be on moving forward to the format are primarily going to be Imperm Valor. People are going to be teching Chalice, main decking Droplets. Those cards are always going to hit your Doodle. And the beauty with Doodle is that you can just summon another copy, and if they Imperm or Valor that, you can summon another copy. And if they actually hit the 3rd one, you just make the Verte Anaconda, you send Thunder Dragon Fusion, and through 3 spot negations like Shishao, Imperm, Valor, Droplet, Chalice, etc., you can still end on Battle Butler. And I guarantee you 100,000% of the time, they will always Valor this because there's no other card that they can Valor. You're not summoning Rocket Ride in your main combo. I don't do that. I don't know if you guys do that, but I don't summon Rocket Ride in my main combo anymore. I don't. So the only card that could even be Valor in the first place is Doodle. That's it. If you're going to Imperm Bow Wow, good luck, because I'm just going to pass and end on him. So this card's really, really powerful. It raises your ceiling against those soft hand traps that don't remove the bodies. Heck, even through Gamma, because Meow Meow's still there, you can extend through Gamma relatively easily. And then I'm also, for other extenders, I'm playing 3 Pranks. It's very vital to play 3 Pranks now. You really want to open this card so that if something happens, you want to be able to recycle Meow Meow and get going on your next turn. So I feel like it not only is an extender, but it's going to really help to solve that issue that you have now, where like your follow-up Meow Meow, it's really, really vital to have it. And if you don't have it, at least this gives you 2 Prankids, because you can normal summon, make a token, and that'll help you to beat Ash, because you can put your Prankid as Chainlink 1, Doodle as Chainlink 2, they can Ash Doodle, and you'll just use Fansies to dump the card you're going to search off Doodle, and use Doodle to tribute and add it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So Pranks, phenomenal 3 of, really good extender. Next, 1 form, this is a starter and an extender. Instant Fusion, it's a ramen. We know this card it's infamous in this deck. It was at 3, and back in the day when it was at 3, this deck was crazy. This deck still is crazy. And then we have War Legacy Succession, Monster Reborn, and then Called by the Grave. These all help me to beat hand traps. So you guys can see these cards right here are not standalone. Like, you can't do anything with these if you don't have a Prankid, but like you just play so many Prankids. It's if you don't open a Prankid, you're not playing anyways. These help you to keep playing when you do get hand trapped. And if you draw a combination of these, that's where you play through multiple hand traps. It's really good. So take my advice, just try a little bit of them. You don't have to try a lot, but you're going to run into scenarios where you end up needing a lot of them because people are hand trap crackheads right now. Like, they're playing so many. So it's really important to be able to play through those, like, especially like the Ash, the Gamma, the Bell, the Skullmeister. You know, you really want to be able to beat those cards consistently because those more often than not are what's going to give you the most trouble. Impermanent Valor don't really hurt you, nor do Chalice and Droplets. Those cards are the easiest to play through. In fact, with just one prank kid, you can actually play through 3 copies of Impermanence, and I did a video on that. And that's crazy that you can play through 3 hand traps with 1 card in this deck. It's really good. Now, the next portion of the deck is purely defensive cards. These could all be hand traps, but I am on Mystic Mine. This is like the best Mystic Mine deck. You can put your opponent on a 6-turn clock, burn looping them, and consistently recycling your deck so that you never deck out, but your opponent still could. This card's just crazy. It wins games all by itself. Nobody's really main decking back row removal right now because honestly, there's no decks that really have like threatening back rows. A lot of the time, these decks are ending on like the Dragon Link boards, Virtual World boards, the Drytron board, the Tri Brigade board. Tri Brigade is probably like the only deck that would end on like actual back rows, but most of the time it's like Revolt and Imperm or something. So the moral to the story is nobody's playing main deck out to this card, and you just automatically win the duel when you activate this. 3 copies of Droplets. This is honestly more powerful than hand traps, but I still do play a decent amount of hand traps because this deck just has so much flexibility because it's a 1-card combo based deck. So you get away with a lot. That's why I also play so many extenders that I do, but to each his own. You don't have to play the amount of extenders in. To be honest, I feel like Poly, Pandemonium, and Thunder Dragon Fusion are non-negotiable. So in reality, I really only play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 extenders plus a call by. So it's only really 8 or 9 cards that beat hand traps. The fusion spells only really help if you have one other prank kid. So realistically, I'm only actually playing 8 extenders if I only have one prank kid. So I feel like I'm not going overboard. It's still a decent amount. You need to see at least 1, 2 if you want to be multiple. And then we have Ash, Imperm, and Valor. These are soft hand traps, the soft hand traps that I was talking about. But moving into the new format, these are like the best ones to main deck. The other ones are kind of hit or miss, but these just don't miss. They're going to hit any deck. Even if they play through it, these can still be used. And you really just want to simplify the game state because most Prank Kids lists cannot beat just like a double Dragon Lords or a Revolt. Like my list is going to beat that easy peasy. I built my deck to beat cards like Chuchi. I built my deck to beat Punishments. I built my deck to beat double Dragon Lords and Revolt. I built my deck to beat the stuff that I know that I lose to. But these are going to help because the board that they're ending on is not going to be as hard to play through. So you can play these, or you could play even more like tech cards. Like I really want to play Talents in this deck. Honestly, I really should be playing Talents because Talents just makes the deck just even more insane than it already is. So that's the main deck. The extra deck is 3 Doodles, 1 Bow Wow, 1 Meow Meow, and I do play Rip Roaring Rooster. I think this card's phenomenal. This phenomenal. This card is absolutely slept on. People either don't play it at all or they side deck it. But I think it's worth maining. You have to respect back row. And in the new format, I think this card's going to be even better. It's really, really good. I might start main decking playing again. I played double Battle Butler, not 2. Definitely double. And with Meow Meow kind of, giving me that space, it's not a big deal playing 2. But honestly, the second one comes up a lot. I know you can say, what about pranks, blah, blah, blah. Trust and believe, you'll be in scenarios where you can't recycle it and you need to summon it again. This is one of your main win conditions. Then we play Rocket Ride and Weather. And this is only like if you don't have Mystic Mine. If you're doing Mystic Mine, you're summoning Rocket Ride and Bow Wow Bark like just consistently. But these cards are incredibly good. And then we have Totally Awesome. We have Nightmare Phoenix, Unicorn, Verde Anaconda, and the Access Code Talker that's not there. That's why it's 14 cards. Verde is really, really good, you guys. You definitely want to play this card with just that 1 Thunder Dragon Fusion. Just by allocating a slot in your main deck and your extra deck, you can play through 3 spot negations, like 2 Valors and an Imperm. Or you could play through Chalice, Droplet, Imperm. Any combination of cards that Shishao and the Sword Soul matchup, any cards that just negate a monster's effect but don't destroy it, you can play through 3 of those because you can summon 3 copies of Doodle. And if they negate all 3, you can use the Doodle in your last prank it and make a Verde Anaconda. And you can steal in on Battle Butler. So, yeah. It's kind of inevitable because if they hold their Imperm for for Verde Anaconda, you're just going to tribute your fresh Doodle, add your cards, and then you're going to just end on Bow Wow Bark. So there's kind of just no way around it. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. And that is going to round it up for my Prank Kids deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Honestly, this is a great deck. It's very beginner friendly. It's very simple, the concept behind it. There's a bit of a learning curve just when it comes to actually playing out of your comfort zone. Like, if you're never up against disruptions, it's pretty easy to play this deck. You can't really mess up. If you mess up, I really feel like that's bad. But playing under pressure and kind of just making the right reads, knowing whether or not you want to summon Battle Butler or Weather Watcher, or not activate Pandemonium at all and not even play into talents, there things like that just come over time with experience. But that's pretty much all I got. That's going to end this deck profile and this video. God bless you guys. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells. Stay tuned for future content. And thank you guys very much. Let me know how I did in the comment sections and what I can do better, because I am looking to improve. Peace.